Good morning to you. This is Dr. Halimah, and I will be teaching you consecutive translation this term. And today's lecture is just a little introduction to the course. It is very important to understand first lecture so that you can aim and work towards what we are hoping to achieve by the end of the course. I'm sure the majority of you remember me, and I taught you theory of translation and creative translation. Now let's go through the introduction to the course step by step so that everything will be clear to you, because I know if the objectives of the course, if the course syllabus is clear to you, then you will find the course easier to understand and easier to study. So let's start with the introduction. Now, as you can see, it's consecutive translation, number 473, level 8. Now, level 8 is the top. So it is the highest level. You might find it challenging, but we will try to make it easier for you, inshallah. Course orientation, as you can see. Now, the learning outcomes. I mean, by the end of this lecture, you should be familiar with the course content, with the objectives and teaching methods of the course. You will be familiar and aware of the materials I have used to create this course for you, and we will go through the main topics we will cover in this course, and then we will comment on the assessment criteria, and you should be aware of the importance of attendance. So this is the learning outcomes of this lecture today. Okay, now what is this course about? What is it? Now, this course, consecutive translation, is really a practical course. What kind of practicality is it? It is a course that helps to develop in you skills to be able to produce oral translation, not written, oral, verbal translation. So it focuses on developing the skills of producing a translation within a short time, directly after hearing the source text. Now, you would see lecture number 1 and lecture number 2 that I would be using the word interpreting rather than translating. So please be aware that consecutive translation means consecutive interpreting. It's not written, it's verbal. It's oral, but we will talk about this later in more detail, step by step. But just I thought I would draw your attention to the to this particular point, which is very important to understand from the start. You know, so it's mainly to help you develop skills to produce an oral piece of translation after you have heard a piece of text or utterance in front of you, and you are asked to translate it or to interpret from language A to language B. Now, what kind of text we will be dealing with? Most of the text we will be dealing with are taken from newspapers, from magazines, and so on. It's not really very difficult, but this is what really interpreting involves, to be honest. But we'll talk about it. So mainly newspaper material. So the main the main objective, the main really thrust, as we say, the main objective behind this course is to enable you, to help you produce a current oral translation. Oral means verbal. So this is the course syllabus, an idea about it. Okay. Now what are the objectives of this course? The objectives of this course, by the end of this course, you should be able to demonstrate comprehension of new unprepared utterances and text. In other words, if somebody produces an utterance in Arabic or in English, you should be able to understand. You should be able to comprehend this text and be able to transfer it into another language verbally, orally, not in writing, verbally. And you should really be able to show some kind of competence in what? In oral communication. Oral communication, verbal communication, speech. So you will really develop this fluent skill of communication, speaking mainly. And the main objective as well is to be able to translate unseen texts. Unseen. Not from the text I'm giving you, but I might. We will talk about it. Don't rush things. Now, this is just an introduction, okay? So don't, presume things. Don't assume things. Take the lecture by lecture, and inshallah you will understand the course really nicely if you follow my advice step by step. So the main objectives is to enable you to understand unprepared text, be able to transfer them into Arabic or into English verbally, and to be able to translate rapidly unseen text. I give you a text, I say, okay, and the main objective as well, I'll give you examples, inshallah, don't worry about this. And the last objective is to enable you, or to show that you can keep retention. To show retention means to keep information and be in control of the information, and then you would be able to produce it. So you need to be able to understand the utterance, be able to transfer it into another language, and be able to keep the information, to retrieve the information. So you need to have really good memory, You cannot be absent-minded while you are interpreting. So you need to be really focused. So these are the objectives. Hopefully, by the end of this course, you would be able to develop all these skills, inshallah. How we are going to achieve this, as you can see, inshallah, I will give you these lectures, which are very important to understand and to study. And these lectures would be recorded, and I would give you theory, I would give you some ideas, I would give you some information, and some examples, so that you can apply my advice or the theory behind the course to your practice. And I'll provide you with, inshallah, some practices. Okay? Live interactive lectures. I would like you, or I would recommend that you attend these live sessions. I mean, in the theory of translation, creative translation, live sessions, I hardly interacted with so many people. Now, I would like you really to make an effort and attend this live session, and then especially in this course. In this course, I mean, we need to really, it would be wonderful if we could say, okay, Ali, can you interpret this sentence for us? Muhammad, can you interpret this, this paragraph for us online? Would be wonderful. So please, please make sure that you attend these live sessions. And inshallah, I will be preparing some material for you, online, inshallah. But you need to attend, and you need to really break away from from shyness. Just be brave and participate. Even if you make mistake. When I'm doing the interpreting, you will see. You will see that I will be, making mistakes, and you say, oh, well, Dr. Halimah, you should have translated this way or that way. This course is different. It's interpreting, simultaneous. We'll talk about it. But I'm just giving you a little warning about, the seriousness of the course, the importance of the course, and the quality of the course. And then, inshallah, I will give you some questions for discussion online and homework as usual. Okay, now, the materials, I have used a few references, and if you want, you can buy them. They are really useful, and especially number 1, Poshhaka, Franz Poshhaka, Introducing Interpreting Studies. Interpreting now is like becoming an independent discipline. It is breaking away from translation studies. So if you want to become an interpreter, you will earn a lot of money. We'll talk about it later. It's a highly regarded profession, an interpreter, or let's say a conference interpreter. Wow, 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 wow. It's not easy to achieve, but it is achievable if you work on it. Okay, these are the materials, and supplementary materials prepared by the teacher. Inshallah, I will use or I selected some materials from newspapers, Arabic and English, and I will practice some while I'm doing giving the lecture, and I've given you a lot of practice or practicals A and B, as I did in the creative translation, so that you can really practice later, whether you practice on your own or with friends or colleagues. You create a group and say, okay, how about doing some interpreting together? I will repeat this advice again and again and again and again. Okay? Now look at the lecture schedule. You look at it and you will see all the topics we will be covering. We have 14 lectures. We'll be talking about interpreting. What is interpreting? Interpreting as translation. Interpreting settings. Interpreting constellations of interaction, interpreting typological parameters. What is consecutive interpreting? What is simultaneous interpreting? Interpreting domains and dimensions. Interpreting approaches. Selection criteria for training interpreters. Globalization and interpreting. Technologization and interpreting, orientation of interpreting. As you can see, it's an interpreting course, But we'll talk about the relationship between interpreting and translation. Lecture number 2, as you can see, interpreting as translation. So these are the lectures, inshallah, we'll be delivering. And I will be, inshallah, discussing them online and explaining what they mean and how we look at them. And then, inshallah, I will give you some examples to help you achieve some kind of skills in interpreting. Okay? So these are the lectures. Most of the slides should be enough. You know, I mean, I have written detailed slides. Why? Because should be enough if you could really focus on the slides and my discussion. I might say something not mentioned in the slide, but but I might bring a question from what I say. So you are supposed to read them and listen to the lecture so that you understand and you learn. Okay, now the assessment, as you know, participation on a blackboard 10 points, attendance of recorded and live lectures 10 points, homework 10 points, and final exam 70 points. So these are this is the normal procedure for course assessment. Okay, now as you know by now, you should attend and participate in live session. But if you can't make it, then live session will be recorded and it will be available for you online. But of course, there is a difference between, you know, attending it, participating in it, or listening to it. Okay, now some of the students, unfortunately, don't abide by the office hours. Here, for instance, I say Sunday and Monday. Some of the students phone Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, and any time, in the morning, in the early morning, in the late evening, in the afternoon. You know, I will be working during this time. That's why, please abide by the office hours mentioned here. If you want me, I will put the telephone next to me here. From Sunday from 8:30 till 9:30. From Monday from 9:30 till 9:30, from 8:30 till 9:30. You know, so I will put it next to me, and then I will be waiting for you to call. Why? Because I have other students who would be calling me, you know, at other times, like theory of translation students or creative translation students. So please make sure, if you have any query, any question, this is the time I will be available for you as a group, and this is my mobile number. Thank you very much. Okay, well, this is it. This is the introduction, and thank you very much indeed, and I wish you all the best, and I wish you that you will enjoy studying this course with me. Thank you.